Today on Perky TV, we're counting down our top 5 favorite Pawn Stars deals that went south. Rick and his team are only human, and as such, even they make mistakes from time to time. These deals are all exactly that, mistakes. Comic book collection. A young woman approached Gold and Silver Pawn Shop with an offer to buy several boxes full of comic books. At bat for the show was Chum Lee, who was clearly out of his element. Chum Lee talked the customer down from an initial asking price of $2,000 to $500, citing that the labor required to dig for the valued comics would cost hundreds. The customer agreed to the $500 and the deal was finalized. Chum Lee then called in their comic book expert to pluck the valued issues out, and when he was finished, the results were less than spectacular. The expert estimated that only a handful of the comics were of value, and the amount he assigned to the winners was only $200. Rick wasn't thrilled with Chum Lee and figured he might be able to get $180 for everything. Overall, a net loss for the shop. Wells Fargo Strongbox. Coming into the shop with what appeared to be a Wells Fargo Strongbox from the 19th century, a customer was hoping to score some cash. Rick was immediately intrigued and inspected the box, and inside there were a set of ball and chain prisoner's cuffs. But Rick immediately knew that these were a forgery due to the fact that they had been electronically welded. The box itself, however, was still appealing to Rick, and he made an offer of $450 for it. The customer accepted and the deal was made shortly after. However, after doing so, Rick called in a historical expert who later deemed the box to be a total forgery, citing that it was a complete fantasy and placed the value of the box around $100. Gibson Mandolin. Earlier in his career with Gold and Silver, Chum Lee had witnessed Rick purchasing a Gibson mandolin and turning an excellent profit at the deal. With this in mind, Chum Lee got excited when another Gibson mandolin came into the shop and the owner was looking to sell. Convinced that this was his way to prove his ability to make a good deal, Chum Lee offered $1,500 for the mandolin, hoping to score a huge profit. A deal was made and the customer sold the mandolin to Gold and Silver. After inspection by an expert, however, the mandolin was discovered to be a forgery and the expert put a value of around $100 on it, leaving a blistering $1,400 loss for the shop on Chum Lee's record. Definitely not the deal Chum Lee was hoping to make, leaving only a lesson to be learned. Willie Mays uniform. The crew at Gold and Silver Pawn Shop have a soft spot for sports memorabilia. That said, they also have a keen eye, and when a customer came into the shop brandishing a like-new uniform that supposedly belonged to Willie Mays, Corey was on top of it. But even Chum Lee noticed a dead giveaway that should have put some doubt into Corey's mind. The uniform was in too good of a condition. There were no signs of use or wear, and despite this, Corey put an offer of $31,000 on the uniform. This turned out to be quite the headache, however, as the uniform ended up at auction, and without a certificate of authenticity, the shop was only able to get $19,000 out of it, despite asking for $80,000. Definitely a large loss by Corey. Shoeless Joe Jackson's signed book. Shoeless Joe Jackson's autograph is one of the most prized signatures in sports memorabilia. The majority of his signatures were signed by his wife, as Jackson was actually illiterate and therefore signed very few items. A customer approached Gold and Silver Pawn Shop claiming to have a book signed by the baseball giant. Rick figured that this could be the find of a lifetime and took the gamble of making an offer on the book before calling in an expert, as the expert's opinion might drive the price much higher than he could get it for on his own. Rick eventually haggled the book down to $13,000 and made a deal. Later, however, the book was sent to authenticators who all agreed unanimously that the signature was a complete forgery and not even a good one at that. Not a good day for Rick. Well, that's our list. Do you agree with our choices? What are some of your favorite gaffes on Pawn Stars? Let us know in the comments below, and as usual, please like and subscribe.